Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to our ESO night. Hello, Pink. Hello, E. Hello, Yumi. And again, Pink, thank you very much for that host. Much appreciated. Welcome. Yeah, so if you live here in the States, it has been a week, and the week isn't even over yet. Yeah. But you know what? That's fine. It's fine. We're here now, and we're not going to touch on any of that. We are not. This is the only mention of what is going on currently in the world that will be happening tonight. Because I don't want tonight to be about that at all. Because much like the state of things with regards to current pandemics and the like, I want to keep my stream as like a chill place, a place for people to sort of exist and not have to think about that for like 3 hours. So, any topics relating to that, my friends, if you would be so kind as to just leave them back at the door, that would be appreciated. Instead, can I bring up how I got 75% evil on an online quiz? Of course you can, because what the hell, E? I didn't think... I'm not sure if I expected you to be more evil or less than that. And I don't know how I feel about that. I do not know. Without E, it's just Vil. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Hi, Antu. How are you doing? Hope you are doing well. I am just realizing I did not set up some things the way I should have before we started. It's fine. It's fine. I swear this happens to me every time I go to start this game. I go to start things and everything gets like thrown around, completely messed up. It's fine. Doommother and Doomling are still in Kentucky, so I'm still about as feral as I can be while still working. Why are you feral? Why are you feral, sir? I don't understand. Please don't be feral. You have children to teach. Ordered an Italian white pizza with pepperoni and no broccoli or tomato for dinner. I mean... I don't know what usually comes on an Italian pizza. Like, does it usually have broccoli and tomatoes? Because it doesn't seem like the sort of thing that should go on an Italian pizza, but again, it's not the sort of thing I usually order, so I do not know. This week of teaching has been brutal. Okay, fair. Fair. That is fair. He is theatrical, indulgent shadow elements, and you right. Yeah, you do all of those things. I still don't know if I expect that to mean you being, like, more or less evil, though. I don't know what that... I feel like that means for you. I really do not. I feel like this week in general has been brutal for a lot of people. Again, we're not going to go there. I don't know why I keep bringing it up despite me saying, oh yeah, we're not going to bring this up. My brain, such as it is. Anyhow, what else can we flail about? I suppose the most important thing to flail about is probably the fact that we have a new DLC in ESO. It literally just dropped on Tuesday. I'm very excited. This is actually the first time I'm going to be playing a DLC like really close to its actual launch date. So this is a big deal for me. I don't usually get to do this. So it's very exciting. First rule of the stream, don't talk about the thing. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Let's not talk about the thing. I am very excited. As new DLC, and if we remember from the prologue, things happened. Many things happened. I'm sorry, Pink. I'm sorry. Don't lose the game. Yes, Yumi. Yeah, for anybody who does not recall, because the prologue did happen quite a while ago, we have a new friend. Well, an old new friend, I suppose, if we're being technical. It's very exciting. I kind of flailed a bit at his return. I'm not gonna lie. It's just, we haven't seen him in so long, and now he's back. And there is a part of me that is honestly scared that this is gonna somehow come back and bite us in the butt later. Like, part of me is kind of scared that we're gonna go through this entire DLC, and then Molag Bal is going to take him from us again. I have fear. It's not great. Eris and I found out the fight at the end of the prologue is different if you haven't done the Ravenwatch story. Well, now I'm just curious. Tell me, how does it go if you haven't done it yet? So the place Antu ordered from makes as close as you can get to New York pizza. Don't care much for tomato sauce.
Gonna put him in his Molag Bal sack.
Oh my god, Antu! So for anybody new here, this is normal. This is completely normal, this Antu thing. This happens all the time. And I always think Antu can't get to me until he says things like that. And then I never know how to handle them. So, you know, this is a regular occurrence. Just be warned. You are warned. So apparently, if you haven't done the Ravenwatch story, you summon an unnamed Exarch and Verandis shows up to scold Gwendis. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I was wondering how they were... Oh no.
You don't know how to handle my Molag Bals?
No. No, I do not. And to be quite honest, Antu, as much as I enjoy your company, I don't think our relationship is quite at that level. No, it's just this one. It is just that. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Also, I think this earns a liberal use of this particular emote. Because, oh my goodness. Onto why. Again, this is a common occurrence. This happens all the freaking time. And you'd think I'd be used to it. But I am not. Also, once again, I've said this before. I will say it again. The fact that I can finally have an emote wall makes me so happy. Oh god, why?
Why do you ground me? I trained for this. They made me for this.
And that one is a Secret World reference, which I have not played in a very long time, but that is how I know Antu. I met Antu through playing the Secret World, and Antu has been here ever since. Because we're not ready for your brand of chaos. Sometimes we are, sometimes we're not. It really, really kind of depends. Whew. So I'm also kind of excited. Because yeah, so before when the patch dropped, we got all kinds of new changes to, like, oh god.
WWDKD? What would Daimon Kyoto do?
He would cause chaos. In the best way possible. So I'm about to start flailing about things, so I think before flailing actually commences, it might be to our benefit to actually flip over and actively look at the screen. Okay, hold on, let me do the thing. Hear the balls scream through the pachinko machine. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah, let us actually flip on over to the game screen because I want to flail about stuff. And, okay, so normally, you guys know I would normally not do, writs and stuff on stream. Normally, I like to try to do that before I start streaming. However, I purposely have not done writs on this character yet, just because you have all seen the changes by now, most likely. I'm still kind of excited about them. If only the pachinko machine would help me make my tabletop games. Sadly, I don't think that's how they work. I don't think that's how they do anything. Hold on, let me get my writs from the board. Oh my god, that's amazing. That is amazing. You made... So part of what I'm so excited about with this update is the fact that we actually have like this little tab over here that tells us what we actually need to make for the crafting writs, which to my mind is pretty freaking cool. It's less relevant for me because I have like crafting add-ons because they make my life so much easier, because gods only know I have the hardest freaking time remembering what pieces go to what. I always have, which is why I got the add-ons in the first place. So if this stuff had like been here when I first started playing, I think I'd be less frustrated by the whole crafting thing than I was when I initially began. Just because when I do like my clothier writs or my woodworking writs, I'd have to like stop and keep flipping back to the quest pane just to remember what the heck I needed to make. And it was so frustrating. It just made the entire process that much longer. if they had implemented something like this pain back when I first started, I probably would have been a lot less frustrated with Reds overall. So I'm very excited that this is coming. Yeah, like, especially for people like Pink who play on console. They can't easily mod the game. So, like, I can just imagine that's going to be a freaking, like, time saver for you guys. Okay, got our writs handed in. Another reason why I really like the writ add-ons is because it keeps me from accidentally stealing from the crates when I go to turn my stuff in.
Way nearly 2 years. Much love.
Oh my god. Pix is oh god, yeah, it's almost 2 years now. Jeez, thank you for the resub. Much appreciated. We're getting into the chaos very early tonight. Let's see. Auntie just posted the Duolingo. It's simple. Spanish or vanished meme at my 7th and 8th grade Spanish students. How did that go, by the way? You just imagine Diamond Kyoto threatening harm for not doing daily lessons. Oh my god, that'd be terrifying. Oh my god, Mel! Mel! I still find it freaking adorable that Mel compares me to a songbird, apparently. But thank you for the compliment. I don't think I sing quite as well as they do, but... Yeah, let me just break down some stuff because my inventory is... Oh, no, that's not where I want to be. I wanted to sell things.
I'm quite sure that...
So, I just noticed this dude, he was hammering away over this wall.
But why did the killer restrict himself to Dunmer?
He was hammering away at something like over this wall. This isn't an anvil. I don't know how well that would work. Like, logically, I don't know if that is a valid method of doing anything. But, you know, whatever floats your boat, sir. It's fine. He's cooling off the metal. I mean, I guess. But, I don't know, it still feels a bit odd to me. Oh god, I still have a plunder skull in here. What the hell? I'm scrolling through here looking for other things that have like the coins next to them. And I just happened to look up and realize, oh, hey, I still have a plunder skull. I should probably open that. Yeah, I have been... Oh god, I still have reliquary satchels and... What the... Jeez. Open that. My house is full of skulls. I have no inventory bank space until the patch drops. Oh jeez, that's rough. That's rough. You totally missed all the Halloween events everywhere except in Animal Crossing. That is understandable. Oh god, speaking of, hold on, I need to swap out one of my bows. Because I forgot to do this. I completely forgot to swap out one of my bows. Because where is this bow? I forget the name of this bow. Which one do I want to swap out for it? Maybe this one. Because I like the size difference of... The problem is I don't remember the name of this bow in general. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I had enough. I had enough tickets. And I got me this. Which, let's be real, if this bow... I'm not going to use this forever, but if this bow does not sum up my tendency to pretty much sacrifice literally everything, I don't know what does. The only problem is, like, the top of the bow sort of clips into my head, which I'm not a huge fan of, but... you know, it is what it is. Also, I got to cosplay as Jack, so now my character is just dressed like a clown. Oh my god. That is amazing. I approve. Alright, so. Thank you, Sound, for the reminder. How are you doing, by the way? We have not actually gotten started yet, because I have been flailing about the crafting add-ons, additions to everything.
What is it?
Do I have room in my bank? Can I drop off some of these recipes I'm not going to learn just yet? I don't remember what room I have in my bank and what I don't.
We have someone.
Oh my god, I actually have room in my bank. I can drop off some things. This is a shock. This does not normally happen. That also reminds me, if anybody wants some like Dremora gloves or daggers, please let me know. I have duplicates of those pages. I have way too many duplicates of those pages. I'm not even kidding.
But the alternative is worse.
Yumi is loving the sticker books so much. Is that an Animal Crossing thing? I don't... Okay, so full disclosure, I love the idea of Animal Crossing New Horizons. I have not played it myself. So, things like that, like, I know nothing. My context is limited to whatever I manage to get from other people. Oh, the collection thing. Yes, it's so good. It makes it really easy to see, like, what you have, what you don't. Oh, geez. Yeah, we are missing a lot of sets, but... oh god, we have, like... I haven't actually looked at this yet, so I wasn't really sure what was in here. I need to go through here and just look at everything. Now I have a reason to get transmute crystals. Oh my god. The transmute crystals, I feel like they just exist everywhere. Lurking is totally fine. You are welcome to lurk. Sticker book is the nickname people are calling it. Well, I mean, to be fair, if you look at it, that's basically what this is. It is basically a freaking sticker book. Like, let's call it what it is. Let us call it what it is. This is a sticker book, essentially. Yeah, it's basically the sound effect for from Untitled Goose Game. Back when I was playing it, people wanted a honk sound effect, so it exists now. Don't know if it's on cooldown. You are welcome to give it.
Wonderful! Time for a celebration! Cheese for everyone!
Ah, yes, our lord. Sadly, I don't have cheese. On my break, I might need to get some cheese so I can honor our lord Sheogorath. Clearly. Sometimes I make sound effects for people just because they ask me for it. Which, speaking of, if you too would like a command created of your very own, similar to that. Because, for example, the lurk command, the bone sound effect, all of that shiny things, you guys have requested it. So, you might be asking, how do I request such a thing for myself? Well, there is a purple heart-shaped gemstone that is either right below where you guys enter in text into Twitch chat if you're watching this on your browser, or to the left of where you would do so if you were on mobile, I believe. You can click on that because that is basically where Twitch is, where all your loyalty currency is. Twitch handles all of that for us now. So, you can use that to redeem the points you earn just by hanging out here with us on little commands like as sound did, reminding me to hydrate myself, because as we are fond of saying on the stream, hydrate or dihydrate. I'm not kidding. That is a thing. Hydrate yourself. It is worth it. Can also use it to make me decide what the hell my character is going to wear on a stream. If you want me to dye my gear weird colors. It's currently... This is actually vaguely Sheogorathian colors looking at this. This is, I think, left over from when E requested it. So it's still very purple and red. But we've also had people request, like, bumblebee colors, pinks and whites, and, like, all manners of ridiculousness. Slowly gains dividend from the goose tellers of the gem bank. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things you can do with those commands, including custom chat commands and things like that. So please feel free to use those gems however you see fit for whatever commands are there. That is what they are there for. Let's see. Antu is playing Skyrim as Rava the Bard while watching. I got to a Forsworn encampment and cast Hysteria. I can't keep up with her wife Amelie, who's wrecking everyone. Oh my god. That is amazing. Alright, so... Speaking of our lovely collections menu, this is where we're going to be picking up the first quest for Markarth. I don't have it permanently unlocked because I'm an ESO Plus member, so I get this automatically, but the main reason, I will be honest, the main reason why I keep my ESO Plus sub is because of the freaking crafting bag. It's ridiculous. It'd be better if ESO's color palette weren't inspired by Soviet winters. Oh dear. Yeah, so for the DLC, if you have it, you can come over to your collections menu, go over to the little stories tab here, find the zone DLC you're looking for, and then click accept quest to begin our exploration into Markarth. I'm glad your pizza is delicious, Antu. Let's see. The Dark Army marches across Skyrim. Count Verandus Ravenwatch seeks allies in the wild land of the Reach to uncover the true intent of the Grey Host. Find Verandus near Markarth, the primary city in the Untamed Reach. So now we need to go meet Verandus in Markarth. We've accepted the quest. We can make our journey over to Markarth. It is very exciting. I am kind of nervous about this, to be honest, because I have heard conflicting things about this zone. I've heard some people who think it's amazing. I've heard some people say it feels too much like Western Skyrim. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to find when we go over here. A dark army that isn't mine? What is the meaning of this? It's time to lay siege. Oh my god, that would be epic. I do like this loading screen art, though. Like, this is very obviously Markarth, just, like, a bit more... Oh god, the word I want to use isn't one I should be using. It definitely looks like the Reach has sunk its claws into it. Like, it looks familiar, but it also looks like the Reach might have built upon it. And, like, it's kind of terrifying, honestly. And this is just a loading artwork. Like, what does the actual thing look like? We're going to find out, of course, but... Oh god, achievement unlocked, welcome to the Reach. What the... Hats has been updated with the Arcsund Anfractuosity Shroud? The hell is that? It is a hat. A terrifying looking hat. How do you see out of this? I don't think you can see out of this.
Welcome to the Reach. You are likely to be eaten by a human.
I don't think you can see out of this. My god. Like, your eyes are right here? Like, at first I thought, okay, there's like these grooves in the plate here. So maybe you'd look through those, but your eyes are further up. Like, they don't intersect with that, so it's not like you can see out of that. Yeah, like, your eyes are here. There's no way to actually see out of that. Maybe gem mirrors, maybe.
Be off, Reeker. Ard Kadok refuses to see you. Now go, before I gut you.
The Ard needs to hear what I have to say, my friend. It is imperative that we speak.
There's a Harrow Storm up there. Normally, I would ignore and immediately go to quest, but Harrow Storm... Oh my goodness. The heck is this? Oh. Okay, this just finished, so...
Price paid for this?
What is this? Oh! What the heck is this place? This is so cool! I can't get up there. This place looks so cool! I'm so happy. I feel like Western Skyrim and Markarth in general, I really vibe with, and I don't know why. Like, this is the only thing I have seen in Markarth. Like, this area right here is the only place I've really looked at in Markarth. And I'm here for this. I am so happy. I am so happy right now. Also, that person has the antiquarian wolf. I want that wolf. That is my next big project once I'm done with Markarth, getting all of the freaking pieces for the for that wolf. because I want it. It is the only wolf mount I've ever really wanted in a game.
Be off, Reeker. Ard Kaddock refuses to see you. Now go, before I gut you.
The Ard needs to hear what I have to say, my friend. It is imperative that we speak.
Hello.
Move along, outsider, before I put a buzzard hole in you.
I like her face tats. Like, I approve of this. Alright, let's talk to Brandis.
Well, good to see you, my friend. I could use an ally in this desolate place. The Grey Host has turned his attention upon the Reach, but the local ruler refuses my help. This so-called despot of Markarth thinks walls and sentries will hold back their fury.
The despot of Markarth?
Ard Kaddock, self-proclaimed ruler of the Reach. He rarely ventures out of Understone Keep these days. I've come to offer my assistance, but he refuses to listen. Meanwhile, even here in the shadow of the city, Grey Host agents plot and conspire.
The Grey Host?
An alliance of vampires, witches, and werewolves bent on slaughter and conquest. I want to protect the Reach, but to do that, I need to uncover the Grey Host's plans and secure Ard Kaddock's cooperation. Would you be willing to help me in this?
I love how he winds up explaining the Grey Host to us, like, you know, we haven't been fighting them all year. Alright, I'll help you gather information and get an audience with the Despot of Markarth, I guess.
With your help, we may save the Reach yet. While I continue to exert diplomatic pressure, I need you to find information the Ard will consider valuable. Something concerning the rebels that plague his rule, perhaps. Start by talking to the Sentry.
How will information help us get an audience with Ard Kaddock? I'm butchering his name. I've heard him say it like 5 times. I feel terrible.
Reach folk deal in bargains. They respect strength and skill, and they believe in rewarding favors. If we can bring something important to the Ard while demonstrating these qualities, I think he'll agree to hear us out.
You really want to work with someone called the Despot of Markarth?
If we're to stop the Grey Host and help the Reach, we don't have a choice. At the very least, we need his resources and support.
You're not wrong.
In my time here, I have heard about these rebels, but I'm not sure the extent of their rebellion. See what you can learn.
I'll see what I can learn then, I guess.
Remember, remain respectful but wary when dealing with Reach folk. They don't suffer long speeches, not even short ones. Keep your conversation with the Sentry brief and to the point. Once you find something, meet me in Markarth at Understone Keep.
Okay, so just unrelated to anything, I want Verandis' outfit. Why has the Grey Host come to the Reach?
This Grey Host is somehow connected to the army that ravaged the land in the First Era. Like their ancient counterpart, I assume they seek to conquer and destroy. I need to learn more to know for sure. Meanwhile, we must get the Reach to prepare.
But the Reach... I feel so terrible saying this. The Reach folk are barbarians, aren't they?
No, of course not. I won't mince words. The Reachmen are a stubborn and unruly people. They resort to violence at the least provocation, but despite the opinion of most civilized Tamriel, they aren't frothing barbarians.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sacrifice Verandis when we just got him back. They're not?
The Reach folk possess a distinct culture that you'll see during your time here. They also enjoy the same capacity for virtue and evil as Bretons, Nords, and the other peoples of Tamriel. Animal skins don't make one a barbarian. Actions do.
Okay, you're not wrong. Tell me more about the Despot of Markarth.
An appellation he earned, as I understand it. Ard Kaddock is said to be ruthless and powerful, a cruel leader who seeks the ruin of Tamriel and the death of any who reject the spirits, or what you and I call the Daedric Princes.
Is any of that true?
That he's a king of broken antlers and carrion crows who eats the hearts of his enemies and hunts children for sport? Perhaps. But the legend always overshadows the reality. Kaddock's legend is a mix of Daggerfall insults and Reach superstitions.
Do you know anything about Ard Kaddock that is true?
He's a canny leader who applies both caution and brutality in equal measure. He calls himself Ard, the king of the fort, but his rule isn't absolute. Most Reach clans respect him, however. His help will be crucial in the battles ahead.
Good to see you again, Verandis.
And you as well. I only wish we weren't in the midst of yet another crisis. I formed the Raven Watch to deal with this type of eventuality, but even with centuries to prepare, I find myself caught off guard. And Kadok's stubbornness doesn't help.
Have you made any other discoveries since your return at Greyholm?
Yes, but too few. We tracked Radha al-Saran to the Reach and found the place crawling with Grey Host warriors. He's here for a reason, and I think it goes beyond simple conquest, but the truth of his motives elude me. This Grey
Just because
Host
I want to get this dialogue option, we're going back through this again.
In the First Era. Like their ancient counterpart, I assume they seek to conquer and destroy. I need to learn more to know for sure. Meanwhile, we must get the Reach to prepare.
You know, I stopped the Grey Host in Western Skyrim.
Yes, so my ward Fenorian has told me, which is even more of a reason for you to help me here in the Reach. Whatever Radha al-Saran began in Western Skyrim, I believe he has something even more terrible in mind for the Reach folk.
But do we get to see Fenorian again? Like, in the course of doing this, we've run with Fenorian. We've run with Gwendis a bit. Do we get to see Fenorian again? And will we get to see Adusa? Because Adusa Daro is the coolest Khajiit. I would like to be friends with her again, please. Okay, let's actually do what we're supposed to do. Let's talk to the sentry.
Didn't you hear? You and that fancy bastard aren't welcome here. Get, or I'll make a scarf out of your guts.
The Grey Host has come to the Reach, though. Count Verandis wants to help stop them.
We know all about the Blood Drinkers and the Beast Folk. We were dealing with them just fine before Ard Kadok called us back to Markarth. The Witch Rebels are a bigger threat, along with outsiders who try to get into our business.
Witch Rebels?
Some wilder witch has been stirring up the clans to the east of Markarth, making trouble for Ard Kadok. But we'll have her head on a pike soon enough. Look, if you want to see the Ard, then bring news he doesn't know. Something about the rebels.
Okay. Shouldn't be too hard, I say, despite all evidence to the contrary. I'm gonna start by going this way. Do I know if it's the right way to go? Absolutely not. Is this the way we're going to go because it's one of the 3 ways to go? Yes. Yes, we are. I'm going to grab this runestone. Okay, so the music is definitely like a different flavor than Western Skyrim so far. I approve. What's this?
Damn witch rebels are as bad as the damn vampires.
God, I have not had a Tootsie Roll Pop in years. So I am vaguely envious of yours, E.
Get away from me, you reeker. You think a rich warrior with only one good leg can't cut you? Well, think again.
Welcome to #Thackerfithial Thursday, on which Tynell fantasizes about reuniting with all the people she's sacrificed along the way, and sacrificing them again.
Okay, look, Onto. We did not sacrifice Gwendis, or Adusa, or Fenorian. So, yeah. Ha! No sacrifices there. Also, that is really good, Yumi. I am excited.
Yet.
Why? Why are you like this? Also, this is the sort of thing I need to actually mark because I want to clip this later. Why? Why? Oh, Onto.
Get away from me, you reeker. You think a rich warrior with only one good leg can't cut you? Well, think again.
I swear from the way this angle is, I thought these arrows were actively in his knee, but they're not. Okay, look, I just want to know what happened to you. Was it the Grey Host?
The Grey Host? Does it look like I've been bitten or clawed? It was the damn witch rebels. And they can't tell a reach folk from a monster any better than you can. They thought I was one of those invaders. Spirits take the lot of them.
The witch rebels are hunting the Grey Host?
Aye, like a pack of wild dogs they were. Kept shouting, Arana, Arana, as they bore down on me. I
Rana.
took an arrow in the leg before they listened to me. Before they decided I wasn't an invader. I think Arana spoke to me. I think she was their leader.
Do you have any idea where they came from?
No, like ghosts these rebels are. I plan to return to Markarth and petition the Ard to let me take a war party out to find them. They must be hiding in the eastern foothills. I don't care if they are fighting the Grey Host. They're mine.
Good luck with that. Also, I see a quest up there, but I don't know if we're gonna do this now or if we're gonna wait. But, I mean, we're here. Might as well try to see if I can get up there. That is not the way up there, Self. I mean, we have to double back anyway because of where things are, so... Why I'm running up here and not riding, I could not tell you. What's this? Letter to Apprentice Garina? Apprentice Guarina, I know you still struggle with your letters, so I will keep this brief. Darkness has descended upon the valley and of Karth. The wise have taken shelter behind the stone walls of Markarth, where Ard Kadaka sits ever watchful. But there are clans that refuse to abandon their territories, no matter the danger. The Ard has graciously granted me the use of a hall for the purpose of erecting a new shrine to the Lord of the Arena, our Hunt Father Hircine. Join me there and bring the symbol of Rockbeg with you, so that we might build this shrine properly. I will await you in Markarth. Hi, Shaman Glenrock. Huh. Going to take this symbol. A small wooden totem decorated with the claws and fangs of a great bear. Some Reach clans believe it represents Rockbeg, the mighty bear, one of the 5 aspects of Hircine. Also, there's a clan camp over here, but we're not gonna go in there because we don't have a quest for that. Okay. Avoid NPCs who might want to shoot me. Today they gave you bags of candy at school. Mine included a banana Laffy Taffy. I feel hated. Okay, so you may hate me. I'm with Antu on this one. I am not a fan, personally. Next you're gonna tell me runts are heathenry. Runts are good. I'm not a huge fan of the banana Laffy Taffy.
Damn witch rebels are as bad as the damn vampires.
But in my defense, the banana Laffy Taffy to me tastes way too artificial for my liking. Also, we're actively going up this... Ooh, you guys, I just noticed we have the Aurora Sky today. I freaking love the Aurora Sky. It is probably my favorite sky in all of Elder Scrolls. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get to the NPC I need to talk to for this. Because there's somewhere over here, and I don't... Oh, of course. I move further down. That is how we do this thing. Come on, Self. You know this. Not everything is scale the tallest mountain. But damn if this place isn't beautiful. Oh, that's an impaled death hound. Okay, hold on. I freaking love this sky. Like, look at this. This is stunning. Oh god, and you have the two moons there, and I've said this before. I will say it again. Elder Scrolls Online, Elder Scrolls games in general, but at this point in time, more specifically Elder Scrolls Online, has the best night skies in any MMO I have played to date. Because we get things like this. I just, you know what makes me so happy? It makes me so happy. Okay, focus. Quest. We can do, though. Hi. That's a dead death hound. Greyhouse Intelligence Dispatch. Brothers and sisters, our spies in Markarth report that members of the Witches' Rebellion have infiltrated the city. They gather in homes and street corners, urging their filthy kin to leave the city and join them in the hills to the east. No normal, self-respecting mortal would trade a warm house for a bearskin hovel. But as our Ashen Lord routinely reminds us, the Reach folk are neither normal nor self-respecting. We cannot allow any Reach folk to evacuate the city. Any barbarian found wandering in the hills and forests of this God's forsaken land is fair game. Let these rebels fear the woods and flee into the night. The sooner they die, the sooner our plans come to fruition. Bound in blood, Pentarch Haltring? Oh, there are death hounds here. That's why I was getting all those noises. Like, why do I hear dogs? I don't see any dogs, and then I realize the dogs are here. Okay, so... Okay. So, to process, we have witch rebels, we have apparently, I'm assuming, because we have mentions of a Pentarch, I am making the assumption that's an Imperial thing. So we have Imperial stuff and, like, Reach Rebellion already. Like, this is already getting very full.
Stay here as long as you like. I'm done waiting for Ardcardic to muster the clans.
Are you now? And what do you plan to do about it? Join those rebels? You wouldn't have the first clue about how to find them.
That's where you're wrong. Connell says they're gathering in the eastern foothills.
Well, then your head can wind up on a pike with the rest of them, you damn fool. Away, stranger. I don't deal with outsiders.
Stay back. If you're one of those invaders, be aware that my fellow rebels are right behind the bend.
I'm interested in learning more about them.
You are? Well, I haven't actually gone and joined them yet. I was just about to head for their camp, but... well, I don't know exactly where it is. Just that it lies to the east in the foothills. Or so I was told. Oh, I said too much. Go away!
Yeah, like, if there's one thing I've noticed, it's that, Skyrim in general, any of the Nords have completely different accents. Like, none of the accents are consistent. You have some where they're Scottish, you have some where they're, like, I don't even know. The accents are not consistent in this game at all, which is fine. So I don't know if the Scottish thing is a Reachman thing.
None of these weak strangers could face a true Reach challenge.
Hi, what are you?
Look at you, strutting around, thinking you're tough. Sure, you may have seen a clash or two, tricked yourself into believing you hold a warrior spirit. But could you stand against the true Reach challenge?
What kind of challenge do you have in mind?
Don't you have a gut of stone? Well, how's a den crawling with otherworldly beasts sound? Just you against a horde of Oblivion's worst monsters and spirits. Most outsiders would quiver in fear at the thought.
Do you know of a place like that?
I sure do. A cave lies to the south that my clan calls Vatishran Hollows. We hold the Vatishran's rites there, a combat ritual meant to test our warriors' mettle. I challenge you to go there. Prove that you belong in the Reach.
I accept your challenge. How do I get there?
Impressive grit. A shame the rites will definitely kill you. This cart can take you to...
I think this is, yeah, so this is a trial situation, so we're going to abandon this for right now and not talk to him again. But, now I know where that is at least. To be fair, I think the Reachmen are descended from Bredons. But, like, the Bredons in general don't have Scottish accents, so it's weird. Okay, so if anybody remembers, the first time in Skyrim, we came into Markarth, we walked through the doors, and somebody got murdered right in front of us. I don't know if that's gonna happen here, but, like, I have concerns. Like, just accents in general in this game seem to be like they're all over the place. I never know. I kind of like the idea of the majority of the Reachmen having, like, a Scottish accent, though, if I'm being honest. We're here. We're in the Reach. We're in Markarth. I am trying not to scream. I want to very badly. Okay, where'd we go? We go up here. Oh, this is the house. This is the house. Okay, so we're gonna go this way first. So where I'm going to bring you guys to right now is one of the 2 homes we get with this DLC. I don't know when exactly we're going to be able to obtain them. If we can obtain them, if they're quest locked or what. But this is one of the 2 homes. This is Stone Eagle Eyrie. So this one's in Markarth. I have been excited about this one since they told us of its existence during a live stream. There's another one that I can't quite remember the name of, but that one is decidedly in a pocket of oblivion that is Sheogorathian inspired. Which, can we buy this right now? So this is not currently for sale, but it is a notable home. I'm not sure how we wind up acquiring this. But you basically come up the stairs. We have, like, a little pool in the front of the house, which is pretty darn cool, I will not lie. Come back through here. Basically, yeah. So this is the main hall. Little alcoves you can put things into. A grand hall area with a waterfall. There's a freaking waterfall in this house. This connects to, like, a way out of this house. Like, you could just put something back here and just hide it in here. And it could be like a nice little hidden thing. I'm here for that. Is this another way out? Or is this... So that's a staircase. We're going to stay inside for right now. There's another room up here. We'll go up those stairs in just a second. This is a terrace. We're gonna come up here and just see what's in here. This is just another room. There's an overlook over here. Okay. So let's go check out this overlook. Oh. Oh my goodness. You peer down, and first of all, check out this view. When it's like not raining, imagine how kick-ass this view would be. Like, just imagine. Just freaking imagine. Yeah, you have to be careful. You don't want to fall. But so we have all of this over here, which this takes you back into the house. Can come down over here. You have another water feature. You've got terrace over here. You've got this overhang here. Plus, you come down here. You've got a like wall back here. And another little alcove area where you can post like a sentry or something. Like, imagine having a guard NPC or something, and you just set them walking this entire freaking perimeter from one tower to another. How freaking cool is that? Also, another water feature right here. This one I feel like you want to be careful and not fall off. This takes you back into the house. So you've got another overhang here. More stairs that lead you right back up here. And again, this is a notable home, so whenever it does show up, it is probably going to be very expensive. That said, I want it. Out of the two homes that the devs have given us with this DLC, this is the one that my brain immediately was like, I need this in my life. Also, check this out. Spiral staircase. That leads us right back over here to another area of the house. This is called the water garden. Like, this is an entire separate thing. I didn't even know this was in this house. This is amazing. This is freaking amazing. This is the first time I'm seeing this house with you guys. Like, they showed us some screenshots of the exterior during a dev stream once. This is the first I'm seeing of this whole thing, and I'm in love. I have never been so in love with a house in this game before. And, like, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. So this one leads us to the spiral staircase. What's up here? This is just another room. Okay. Yeah, this is the kind of house that Yumi will go crazy with and just fill it with things. I can't get over the fact that you walk in your front door and you basically have like a hot tub here. I am amused. I am ridiculously amused. But that is one of two homes that you get with this game. Or at least with this DLC. I don't know how or where we wind up accessing the Oblivion Pocket, but we absolutely will want to check that out for E. Because if anybody deserves the pocket of oblivion. Speaking of, you should see what I did so far with the antiquarian house. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Can I open this door? Yes! I wasn't sure. Sometimes I love wardens. I love wardens and their bears. That said, wardens and their bears are sometimes tricky to work around with doors or crafting stations and the like.
Yeah, my friend. Was your hunt successful?
Hey, Verandis.
You couldn't have timed your arrival any better. Ardkadak holds court as we speak. We'll never have a better chance to gain an audience with him. Did your investigation uncover anything we can use? What did you learn?
The rebel leader might be named Arana. They're gathering in the Eastern Hills.
Arana? I have heard that name during my time here. Did you happen to learn what these rebels are rebelling against?
Not exactly, but they have spies in the city urging people to flee to the hills.
Flee the city? With a grey host prowling the countryside? Well, that's 3 valuable pieces of information. I want you to represent me before Ardkadak. Explain what you learned and convince him to finally agree to meet with me.
I'll present my findings, try to convince him to do that.
Speak with the Ard Sentry. You'll need to convince her to gain an audience with Kadak. I think the information you uncovered about the rebels will be enough to interest the despot of Markarth. But you can never be too certain with Reach folk.
Why don't you come with me to talk to him?
I'm lucky to have made it this far into the city. Kadak and his entourage have little patience for a noble such as myself, especially a noble from a land they consider to be the home of their enemy. Now, this task is better in your hands.
So what will you be doing while I'm trying to see him?
I shall wait around here and continue to discreetly learn what I can about the Reach and its people. I also want to think about Arana and her rebels. Maybe there's a way to add them to our arsenal. Go. I'll be here when you get back.
After you buy the expensive Markarth home, your mind rebels at the cost, and you find yourself in the Shivering Isles. Unfortunately, you live there forever and can never leave. Every new character you make afterward ends up there looking the same and beating the names of those you've sacrificed. Oh my god.
You again? You dare to disgrace Understone Keep with your presence, outsider? That takes guts, I'll give you that. What's your business in the Ard's Keep?
I bring information from Count Verandis concerning the witch rebels.
Do you now? And you want to share that information with Ardkadak? You're certainly full of surprises, outsider. All right, I'll allow you to approach the throne, if your courage holds out. Fair warning, the Ard's in a foul temper today.
Understood?
Not yet you don't, but you will. Ardkadak's is likely to remove your head from your shoulders as listen to you, so talk fast, outsider. And remember, the Ard has no patience for fools or flatterers. Keep that in mind.
Well, I wasn't nervous before, but I am now. Hi. Oh, she's pretty.
What fool do I have to behead for letting you in here? You're not of the Reach or the clans. You've either got the sense of a goat or the heart of a saber cat, and I'm eager to find out which. Now, speak plainly. What brings you to the despot of Markarth?
I bring information about the witch rebels from Count Verandis Ravenwatch.
The fancy elf, who won't take no for an answer, eh? Yeah, he should have made this offer earlier. News concerning the rebels is a beast worth skinning. Tell me something I don't know, and won't have you fed to my hunting dogs.
That's not terrifying. Also, hi, why is that a thing? How are you doing? Okay, they have spies in the city urging your people to flee to the eastern foothills.
Spies? In my city? Well, That would explain some things, but that and a vague location aren't enough to get me to sit down and drink with a high elf. What else have you got? And remember, my patience is wearing thin.
I think the leader of the witch rebels is named Arana.
Arana. I know that name. She's a honey-tongued fanatic who refused to bury her sword when I forged a peace with the Grey Host. She's slippery, eh? But I didn't realize she led the rebels. Sniffing out her reach, witch. That commands respect. For now.
I'm sorry, did you say you made peace with the Grey Host?
Aye. They agreed to spare the city while they look for some ancient relic. Dwarven, I suspect. They can have it. Verandis wants to meet? Then talk to my advisor, Lady Boleyn. Track down Arana for her, and I'll listen to every word he has to say.
All right, I'll go talk to her, and not be a little freaked out by the fact that you've made a deal with the Grey Host. Why? It can never be easy, can it? Can never be easy. He had to make a deal with him, didn't he? Oh. I get why he did it. That is not going to make this any easier. Oh boy. Okay. Let's talk to the vampire lady. The very pretty vampire lady who will hopefully not bite me.
I couldn't help but overhear Ardcadic's voice. It carries. Now tell me about the leader of the witch rebels. The name you provided? Arana, I believe you said?
Yes, Ardcadic asked me to help you find her.
Ah, therein lies the problem. Reach witches are experts at losing themselves in the many caves and copses that decorate the landscape. It's like finding a tooth in a hen's beak. Most witches give deference to the Ard. Arana is a troublemaker.
Yeah, Antu, you are not wrong. She would absolutely be a Toreador vampire. Oh. I mean, possibly E, but I don't know. Also, hi, why is that a thing? I'm sorry I did not say hello earlier. Well, so Ardcadic wants you to find her?
Actually, that task falls to you.
Great.
A favor for a favor, yes. That's how business works here. Locate the rebels. Find Arana and urge her to stop meddling in Markarth's affairs. Do that, and you shall earn a place for you and your count in the Reach.
I'll go find her.
That look on your face. I know curiosity when I see it. Very well. I can spare a few more moments before sending you off on your task. What does the outsider in Ardcadic's court wish to know?
You look as out of place in this court as I do.
While I may not have been born and raised in the Reach, I have earned my place as friend and counselor.
Congratulations, you get to sabe the Nords from vampire genocide by delivering the Reachmen to Nordic genocide.
I assure you,
heroic.
This is
savior.
a term of the utmost respect among the Reach folk.
Okay, so subjects call me a keep witch. Oh boy. I'm also vaguely mind getting, like, with this getup and like just her general face, for some reason I'm getting like Yennefer of Vengerberg vibes. If any of you have seen or are familiar with The Witcher, for some reason I'm looking at Lady Boleyn and my brain is just like, kind of Yennefer. Oh god, I still need to pre-order that. I want to play it so bad. When that comes out, we are going to play that. We are definitely playing Bloodlines 2. I just... Whew. Hopefully someday it will exist in a playable form. How did you wind up at Ardcadic's side?
A genuine desire for peace brought me here. The Reach finds itself beset from all sides. Orcs, Nords, Bretons, Imperials, they all seek the destruction of the Reach folk. I try to serve as a bridge of sorts.
A bridge?
Yes. A bridge between the Reach and the civilized world. There's simply no reason that the people of Tamriel should go on killing each other. We have an opportunity to build a kinder, better Tamriel. I'm here to help make that future come to pass.
What's the rebellion all about?
What is any rebellion all about? Malcontents chafing against the established order, stirring up trouble. They're a nuisance, nothing more.
But if they're just a nuisance, why do you want me to find Arana?
It's a matter of timing. Since the arrival of the Grey Host, the land beyond the city walls has become perilous. The Ard urges everyone to take shelter here in Markarth, while Arana calls them away. Her reckless endeavor will get everyone killed.
I thought Ardcadic said he made peace with the Grey Host.
Peace, yes, of a sort. As long as we stay out of their way, the Grey Host has no quarrel with us. Besides, the walls of Markarth are impregnable. The Reach folk are perfectly safe in here. Now go, find Arana. A favor performed is a favor returned.
Tell me about Ardcadic before I leave.
A history lesson? Very well. Caddic is the cousin of the late Emperor Leovic. He was appointed ruler of Markarth and has governed this region ever since.
I've heard him called both Ard and the Despot of Markarth.
Ard is an ancient title that translates to King of the Fort. The fort being Markarth and Understone Keep. As for that other epithet, it's a name given to him by enemies and outsiders. He may be cruel at times, but he's no tyrant.
Why isn't he just called the King of the Reach then?
Reach folk have a saying. Anyone can be a king in the Reach. No one can be a king of the Reach. Few Reach folk will accept a true sovereign. It isn't in their nature. Of course, that makes Caddic's attempts to safeguard this region, complicated.
Okay. Auntie wants to, but the weird studio departures lately are making me nervous. How are you losing directors and such after your original target date? I do not know.
Here, my friend. How went your audience with the Ard?
Oh, so Verandis, we may have a problem.
Don't fear the Grey Host, fear nothing.
Before you run off, tell me about your audience with Ardcadic.
Ardcadic sent me to his advisor, Lady Belaine. They asked me to find the rebel leader, Arana.
Impressive. You accomplished more in mere moments than I've been able to do since I arrived in this savage land. We'll find Arana, see if the witch rebels will join our cause. I will continue my own investigations and meet you back here.
And I can't tell him that I can't tell him about the Grey Host being here somewhere. I'm sorry, Verandis. I'd tell you if I could, but I'm not given the dialogue option to do it. I'm kind of sad about that. Okay, first of all, we're gonna come this way, and we are going to make sure we, get the way shrine that's over here somewhere. Second of all, there are all these quests down here. There's so many quests. Okay, but we tapped this way shrine. So why is it not right up there? It's fine. There's so many quests here, you guys. Which guild is for you?
Sacrifice identified. All hail Vampire Lord Verandis.
No. Calling all adventurers, sellswords, spellslingers, and scoundrels. Do you find yourself in need of adventuring companions? Do you long for the kind of camaraderie that daring exploits make possible? Perhaps it's time you joined a guild. To explore the current listing, speak to Guild Herald Amsad. Huh. Don't know what that is. Looks like we've got more quests over here.
Finally, someone who looks strong enough to actually help.
So these are where the dailies are.
Out there next. In search of brave adventurers of all kinds.
This is where we can look at the dailies.
Are you here about the notice? So many new faces in the city, but we could use the help. If you need work and aren't concerned about the risks, then we should talk. As a former Imperial consul, I assure you that this is all above board.
What sort of work are you offering?
Oh, not me. At least not directly. I'm more of an administrator. Have been since the days of the Longhouse Emperors. Luckily, Arkadic likes me and decided to keep me employed. You want Brolthahon, Gwennifa, and Neldenna. They offer jobs on a daily basis.
Alright, I want to know more about the kinds of work that need accomplished.
Curious and deliberate. Good quality.
Okay, so I think...
Are you here about them?
Alright, how do I get one of these jobs?
If you want to work alone, see Brolthahon. Odd tasks, but they pay well. For group work, talk to Gwennifa and Neldenna. Their jobs are dangerous. Bring friends. Here's an advance, to show you that Arkadic personally supports these efforts. Remember, Brolthahon for jobs...
Alright, so there's all that. And so these are where we can pick up the... Oh, hi! Hello!
All these so-called tough women and men of the Reach gather here in Markarth, yet none of them will deal with the horrors I witnessed. This army in our land raises storms that drag the souls right out of our people.
Hi. This is absolutely like a vague gay panic moment. I just...
Merida? Is that you?
Look at her. Sorry, I'm just staring at her in shock. Damn. Okay. Yeah, Yumi. Yeah. What? I don't even know. Oh God. Okay. Focus, self. Come on. Hello, sir.
Have you seen the note? If you seek companions for your adventuring, look no further. This one can help with that.
Tell me more about guild listings?
Ah, of course. These listings are where other adventurers, much like yourself, can declare their interest. Those of a similar proclivity can join up together and form guilds. Take a look. This one is sure a group suited to your needs awaits you.
Okay, so this is like a guild finder thing, which is pretty cool. I like that they put this feature in.
Have you had the chance to review the guild listings, friend?
I looked through them.
Wonderful. This one hopes you found something that interests you. Too often, this harsh world becomes isolating. Finding companions can make it bearable, Here, A little something for your time. This one is quite pleased you stopped by.
That is actually pretty cool. I approve of the fact that that is now a feature. Okay, where are we going? Where do we bring this to? I could have sworn they said in here. Oh, there. There. Ha! I am smart. No, I am not. Clearly, I don't know where I'm going. Is it up here? I don't think it's here. Looks like it might actually be this way. Possibly. Am I right? No. Now I am right. Ha! I knew I'd find it eventually. Oh. Hello. There. Okay, there's a wolf. Hi. Oh, there's her scene. I think this might be the start of like a collections thing for this area, but I don't know.
You approach with purpose, Wanderer. Hercene has sent you to me for a reason, it would seem. My apprentices should return shortly. I sent them to retrieve the sacred relics needed to dedicate this shrine. Until then, what can I do for you?
I actually recovered this relic near Apprentice Guarina's corpse.
Guarina's dead. I feared it was so when she did not answer my summons. But I prayed I was wrong. Hercene will guide her to the hunting grounds, and she will find her place. You say you recovered the relic, the symbol of Rockybeg, I hope.
I found this simple totem of claws and fangs.
Aye, that is the relic, simple though it may appear. Rockybeg is but one aspect of Hercene, known also as the Mighty Bear. Will you give me the relic so I may add it to this shrine? That would be a fitting tribute to my lost apprentice.
Here, place the relic on the shrine wherever you want.
And I thank you for that, Wanderer. Apprentice Guarina would be pleased to know it made it here. The symbol of Rockybeg will forever be a part of this shrine, helping to create a proper sanctuary. Here, I can't let you leave without a proper reward. May the Huntfather guide your path and lead you to the most worthy prey, Wanderer.
Tell me more about your apprentices and the relics you sent them to retrieve.
Ardkadek granted us this hall to establish a shrine to honor Hercene. I sent my apprentices to retrieve the symbols of the 5 aspects from the clans that guard them. They will be safer inside these walls.
What are the symbols of the 5 aspects?
Hercene the Huntfather has many names, but only 5 aspects. Alrabeg, Storebeg, Gulabeg, Rockybeg, and Urikenbeg. A proper shrine must honor them all. I sent my apprentices to the clans with some of the most revered versions of the symbols.
Okay, so if you hear rummaging noises, it's me looking for a pen. Because I feel like... pencil, get. I feel like we're going to need to know this at some point, so I am making note of this in case he actually tells me where he sent his apprentices to, and we need to go hunt them down. The bag, we already got Rockybeg and Urikenbeg. Okay. I'm literally only writing this down just in case. And none of them have returned yet?
Just Edola, with the symbol of Alrabeg. But this shrine will not be complete without all 5 symbols. Perhaps Hercene tests us, making us hunt for what we need most. The Reach is dangerous, though, especially now. I fear for my apprentices.
You think your other apprentices are all dead?
I certainly hope not, but they've been gone so long. If you run into my other apprentices, offer whatever aid you can. And, if the worst has happened, I would be grateful if you could retrieve the symbols they carry and return them to me.
Okay. I can absolutely do that. Apparently we do not actually get anything off of that, but Huri Mara. Hello, pups. You are big. You're very big. Eh. Also, I love that you just have a giant freaking wolf just hanging out here. Alright. So we know where that is. You really have to be careful in this area. You're going to fall if you're not careful. Let's be clear. You are going to fall off of this if you are not careful. Alright, there's another quest up there. Oh, wow, all the way up there. Okay. Okay, sure. Let's go up this way. Past the awesome house.
I'm trying to compose a song about your heroics at Followstone Hall.
Hi.
You there. You match the description I was given. I have a message for you from Lyris Titanborn.
What does Lyris need this time?
Titanborn wanted me to find you and tell you she was on her way, but she had something she had to look into first. She said that if you weren't incredibly busy, she could use your help. Mentioned that you had an uncanny knack for solving problems.
She's not wrong. Do you know what she was looking into?
All I know is she found something at the Reachwind ritual site. It really got her companion excited. They stayed behind and sent me on ahead to deliver the message, which I have done. Now to see if a Nord can buy some mead around here.
I'll head to the Reachwind ritual site and find Lyris.
I need to report in to Jarl Svanna and the rest of the contingent from Western Skyrim, after I quench my thirst. The road we traveled was long and dusty. Remember, the Reachwind ritual site. That's where you'll find Lyris Titanborn.
Jarl Svanna came to the Reach?
Yes, along with a contingent of Skyrim dignitaries. She figured it was the least she could do since the Grey Host attacked both our realms. Offer help the way Eastern Skyrim aided Solitude.
Are things back to normal in Western Skyrim now?
Normal? I'm not sure what that is anymore. But if you're asking how we're faring, we're doing fine. Distribution of the elixir continues, and they found a way to cure the Harrow. And except for a few disorganized bands, the Grey Host is on the run.
Okay, the first two lines of this, normal, I'm not sure what that is anymore. If that's not relatable, I don't know what is. You mentioned Lyris' companion. Tell me about them.
He's a big red guard, but he looks puny next to Titanborn. Short bones, though doesn't everybody. They say he's some kind of sword master. Or was it a dragon guard? I'm not sure. It's hard to remember anything other than his beard. It's impressive.
You guys. Hey, chat. Hey, chat. Lyris is here and traveling with Sai. She is here with Sai Sahan.
I am good at solving problems. Every time I have a problem I sacrifice a friend and then I have a different problem.
I mean, you're not wrong, but Lyris is here with Sai. I wasn't sure if we'd see him again. I wasn't sure if he was still in elsewhere. Ah! I'm so excited. I mean, I solved my problems with sieges, but that's me. I mean, fair, really. Something Sai with his oh my god, Yume. You're not wrong, but Yume. I'm so happy. I didn't think I would be this happy, but I am happy. Sai is back, and he's with Lyris, and it's so exciting. Ship it like a major postal carrier. It's true. It's true. I do. I absolutely do. This feels like a kind of awkward point to say, hey, we're about halfway through the stream, and we should probably take a brief break. But, I'm gonna say it. I also need a second to just sort of process, because, again, it is Sai Sahan and freaking Lyris, and I don't know how to process any of this. I really don't. Yeah, it is that time. It is that time. Okay, so I absolutely need to take a minute to process. Plus, this is a pretty decent location to take a break in. Just like, this music is very good. I approve. So, we are going to take a very quick break around here. Also, this is a good opportunity because I just looked over and realized I'm running low on water. Sadly, it's not a honeymoon trip unless they're into that. I don't know that they're really married in that sense, but it is accurate, I suppose. Oh, hi. The Electrum seem respawned right underneath me. We're going to come. Oh, wait, is that an herb? Can I loot this? No. What we can do, though, is stand here and just look over all of this and avoid that Minotaur that I just noticed. We're going to come over here, so we're a tiny bit closer to the road, and look out over all of this. And this is where I think we're going to take our very brief break. Because again, as I'm fond of reminding people, not good to sit in one place for 3 hours straight. So, please feel free to get up and move around a bit for like the next 5 minutes or so. I will be running a brief Twitch ad in the time that I'm gone. If you're subbed to the channel, that's not something you're going to see ever. If you're subbed to the channel, you will never have to deal with an ad on this channel. If you are not subbed to me, however, I apologize, but you will miss precisely nothing. The ad will be over long before I get back. Not technically married, but they're probably AO3 married, which to fandom, that's close enough. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Okay, break time. Be right back, guys. Well, now I just need to make a note to come back to this spot later and record all of the things. I'm dying a little at Reach ASMR hour, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Alright. There we are. I really need to just come back here and record, because this is just... it's beautiful. I was almost tempted to start doing a choose your own adventure thing. I mean, you could have. It would have been entertaining to come back to. Alright, let's avoid those hills, because there are minotaurs over there. You know, I gotta say, I don't remember there being any minotaurs in this area in Skyrim, but... that is true. That is true. The hills are alive with the sounds of minotaurs.
Oh. Hold there, outsider.
Hi.
These hills belong to the Reach folk, Rover. Turn around and go back the way you came, or I'll have your nose for a trophy.
I'm looking for the witch rebels. I need to speak to them.
Witch rebels, huh? That's just a label applied by the oppressors, don't you think? Look, we have enough trouble with those Greyhost bastards and Carrick's soldiers. We don't need a curious outsider blundering around and getting in our way, too.
I'm hunting the Greyhost too. Look, I need to talk to your leader, Arana.
You're a hunter? Truly. Sounds more like Carrick and his keep witch getting up to more mischief. You want to befriend the witch rebels? Then prove it. The Greyhost has set up stockpiles nearby. Find out what they're storing, and then we'll talk.
Alright, I'll investigate the Greyhost stockpiles.
The stockpiles were spotted to the east and south. If you can find out what the Greyhost is using them for, then we'll owe you a favor. And true Reach folk never renege on a favor.
What do you expect me to find in these stockpiles anyway?
If I knew for certain, there'd be no need to have you go and take a look, would there? Probably supplies for their army. Though what vampires and werewolves need is anyone's guess. Ritual items, things for their harrowcraft. That's what I expect.
Harrowcraft? Is that related to the Harrow Storms?
Aye. Harrowcraft is what we call the rituals we've seen the Greyhost perform when they summon those cursed storms.
I actually spent some time researching Harrow Storms in Western Skyrim.
Then you know the Greyhost has recruited Ice Reach witches to conjure up their storms. They use fetishes and alchemical mixtures in the rituals, so it makes sense they need a place to store those components.
I heard them call you witch rebels. Are you a witch?
Are you daft, outsider? Do I look like a witch to you?
I don't know.
A true witch has power, hears the spirits, knows the old words, commands animals, things like that. Some use their power to help. Others use it to kill. Ice Reach witches are particularly evil.
Do I look like a witch to you? Well, how do I know what a witch looks like? I fought the Ice Reach Coven before.
Well, you'll probably have to fight them again. They stalk these hills like old ghosts. They're allied with the Greyhost now, don't you know? Greedy hags, the lot of them. I respect their strength, but their hearts are all twisted inside.
Okay, but Ard Kadok made peace with the Greyhost. Why are you still fighting?
There may be a peace of sorts inside Markarth, but out here we're outnumbered and fighting for our lives. Nothing unusual on that. We won't let the Greyhost disarray our land, and we won't let Kadok give it away just to avoid a little blood.
That is fair. Like, I can see where he's coming from. I absolutely can. Twisted hearts are good for void rituals. Void rituals are useful for creating portal matrices. Oh dear. Oi! Hi! No, you do not. Let us investigate your campsite. What's in this trunk? I will raid it. Do not let the Matrix clash with you in it. Things get spooky. Witch Pike Fragment. This gnarled wooden fetish is an essential component of a Harrowstorm ritual. Well, you know what's at one of these things anyway. Brief detour.
I don't shirk from tough situations, but that cat asks the impossible.
Cat?
You won't find a braver, more trustworthy mercenary than me. But I'm not suicidal. And that cat asked for help. I didn't know she was planning to walk into the Leviathan's maw, so to speak.
What are you talking about?
There's a tough-talking Khajiit from House Ravenwatch. Calls herself a Daro. She's looking for someone to help her with a delicate mission. I was all set to volunteer. For the right price, of course. And she told me the details.
The details?
She wants to enter the old dwarven ruins and find someone named Cathad. But those ruins are crawling with vampires. Boss Trendler's Lothid clan, to be exact. I told her no thank you. I hate to walk away from gold, but I can't spend it if I'm dead.
You know, I might want to help her. Where can I find her?
You want to find a Daro? You're braver than I am, I'll give you that. Last I saw, she was near that old dwarven tower sticking out of the mountain. They say it's an ancient lift. She plans to use it to reach the lair of the Lothid clan.
What can you tell me about the Lothid clan?
People talk. You hear things. The Lothid are a gang of vampire criminals led by Boss Trendler. They terrorize the locals, charge protection, demand blood tribute, that sort of thing. They use the old ruin as a lair, exactly where Adusa wants to go.
So, yeah. We're gonna go find Adusa. Gonna go find Adusa. You have to come up here anyway. 'Cause there's this. Oh, hello, chest. Oh, look, a reliquary. Taken from a gray reliquary, these ashes have been prepared for their role in a Harrowstorm ritual. Well, no thank you. But also, Adusa is literally right over here. I was just saying, before stream, I was hoping we would find Adusa again.
I hate criminals, especially vampire criminals.
And, hi, Adusa. Hello, Queen of my Khajiit heart. Hi.
Fiveclaw? Adusa doesn't know what twist of the tale brought you here, but she finds your presence most fortuitous. I could use an extra set of eyes to watch my back. What say you, my friend? Are your eyes still sharp? Will you aid this one again?
What do you need help with?
The Lothid, a local clan of vampires, terrorizes the countryside from their lair in the ruins below us. This one convinced young Cathad to leave this clan of criminals. Or so I thought. For some reason, he returned to them. This troubles me.
Why is his return to the old clan a problem?
Adusa Daro was close to saving a vampire from a life of crime. Why Cathad went back to his clan, I do not know. But I am not ready to give up on him just yet. will you help me extract Cathad from the Lothid clan, Five Claw?
I will help you.
The dwarven apparatus will take us into the bowels of the mountain, to the Reachwind depths, the ruins that now serve as the lair of the Lothid clan and their leader, Boss Trenlor. Meet Adusa there, Five Claw, and we will find Cathad together.
Why do you care about what happens to this Cathad?
This one met Cathad when he first became a vampire, before he got involved with the Lothid. I tried to recruit him then, but his attention was unfocused. Between his newfound abilities and Freylith, he wasn't ready to listen to me.
Okay, that was either a Harrowstorm appearing or going away. Also, hi, Eris. Freylith?
Another vampire. A friend, or so I thought. She seduced Cathad and led him away. I hadn't seen either of them until I ran into Cathad here in the Reach. We talked. He agreed to leave Lothid and join me. And then suddenly, he came back here.
Why should I help you rescue this vampire?
Because this one asked you to. If that isn't enough, consider that turning one more vampire away from evil helps everyone. And if that doesn't motivate you, then remember the gold. House Ravenwatch pays well. Very well indeed.
Okay. Oh, that was a Harrowstorm actually appearing behind us. Cool. Okay.
This way, Five Claw. Follow me.
We're gonna ignore the Harrowstorm, though, because Adusa. Adusa is worth ignoring things for. Oh, this load screen artwork. Look at this! Look at how pretty! Okay. Okay, we're here.
Hold, Five Claw. Adusa has a plan.
Alright.
Adusa has scouted these ruins and come up with a plan. This one will barge in through the front door, confront Boss Trenlor, and try to determine where Cathad is. Meanwhile, you go in through the sluice gate along the wall to the southwest.
Shouldn't I go with you to confront him, though?
No, Five Claw. Even the two of us would be hard-pressed to defeat the entire Lothid clan. While this one figures out where Cathad is, you quietly find a vantage point and see what happens. You're my safeguard, in case something unfortunate occurs.
Something unfortunate?
If the meeting goes well, Adusa will signal you to join her. If not, there is a good chance this one will be tossed into the deep prison. If that happens, you will come to my rescue, yes? Either way, we should learn where they're keeping Cathad.
Okay. This is what could go wrong? Everything. Everything could go wrong.
Then come to my rescue if things go badly.
I don't know why I'm doing this. Because Adusa. Because Adusa. We are doing this for Adusa. Oh, everything is in here. Okay, cool. Oh! Hi, dwarven spiders. Dwarven spiders. Okay. Unexpected dwarven spiders even. Despite this being a dwarven ruin, I was somehow not expecting dwarven spiders. Do not ask me how that works, I don't know. Oh, hi. Oh god, so many of them. So many spiders. Why? Why? Why are there this many of them? I don't understand. close, you. Okay, so that way's sealed off. This way's sealed off. This is that. Oh, tiny baby dwarven spider. Okay. Oh. Okay, this is fine. This is fine.
People think the Dwym rescinded. They're wrong. The Dwym returned into their automata.
Oh god, could you imagine though? Like, that would both be terrifying and amazing. All at once. Down here we go. Oh. Gotta watch out for that, apparently. Cool, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna just... Okay, this looks like it would be a really nice prison area, to be honest. I don't think we need to go this way, but I want to see what's down here anyway. Okay, so this looks like this is going to be the way out, because this is a way to the deep tombs. You are a fast little bugger. You are a very fast shroom beetle.
A Dusadaro of the Raven Watch. Cathard told me to expect you.
Let me talk to Cathard, Trenlor.
Cathard returned for his love, so I sent him to her. I banished them to the deep tombs.
His love? You mean Freylith? She is here too?
Freylith bit above her station. As for Cathard, you can join him. Toss her in the deep tombs.
Well, that's where we're going.
Try not to die too quickly. Raven Watch turn.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling we'd be going further down.
You should have listened to reason, Mark. I'm trying to save the clan.
I heard... Hi. Somebody already came through here and killed a lot, which is nice. Saves me from having to do anything.
Tell Boss Trandler I'll do whatever he says.
Really?
Hang on, Faith. I'm coming for you.
He's still looking for her down here.
My blood! They're draining me dry! Over here, 5 floor!
Oh god. So my game lagged and I missed the prime opportunity to get through here. Adusa! Hi!
That worked better than this one expected, yes? Adusa loves it when a plan comes together. This worked out better than I expected. Now, we just have to find Cathad. And Freylith.
Your plan was to get thrown into this ancient prison.
No, not exactly. This one hoped not to get overpowered by Boss Trenlor's lackeys and flayed alive. After that, I was going to improvise. This is much better, yes. We are in the deep tombs. Cathad is here, somewhere. We should find him.
I actually think I spotted Cathad. He's looking for Freylith.
Good. I didn't think these monsters could overpower Cathad. Let's hurry and catch up to him, Five Claw.
And then what?
Convince him to leave. Lothid Clan is no place for a sane and honorable vampire. No place at all. Be cautious, though. If we run into Freylith, remember that she twists words and tells lies that sound like the most beautiful truths.
Tell me more about her?
Freylith, we traveled together a long time ago, before I joined the Raven Watch. She comes and goes. Sometimes I don't see her for decades. Then she appears and, purposely or not, causes some amount of havoc.
And she and Cathad are lovers?
Freylith made a reappearance when I was first trying to recruit Cathad. She befriended him, lured him away. This one did not realize she was still a part of Cathad's life, until Boss Trenlor mentioned her. She may be what drew Cathad back here.
What is this place?
It looks like an ancient dwarven prison, but this one has no idea what the dwarves kept down here. Now, Boss Trenlor uses it to hold mortals to feed upon, as well as members of his own clan that displease him. He truly is a monster.
You are not wrong. Let's go. Oh, jeez. Excuse me. Oh, hey! Stop that! No, no! You do not get to feed off of me! How dare you! I am not for eating. Very hungry vampires down here. Lots of steam traps and things down here too. It's weird. I love that so much of this is like dwarven ruin though. Like, I am here for this.
Don't feed me to the blood fiend. Tell Boss Trenner I'll pay.
Oh, I never saw what that alt did. I like it. Oh, this is gonna be obnoxious.
There, Five Claw. Cathad went down the east corridor.
Yeah, I just powered through that. If I was doing this properly, I would have waited. But who has time for proper subtlety? Who has time for any of that? What's that? Report on the Despot of Markarth. Ah, good lore book for later. Go up here. Does not look like it. It looks like we actually go this way.
Stay behind me, beloved. Oh, Adusa. What are you doing here?
We came to save you, Cathad. Talk to him, Five Claw. I'll watch the door.
Adusa Dara. Here? Interesting. But you should talk to Cathad. I am much too weak to carry on a proper conversation.
Hi.
You and Adusa shouldn't be down here. Boss Trenlar, he's not the sort of vampire who's quick to forgive and forget.
Adusa wants to get you out of here. She's not sure why you came back in the first place.
I know what Adusa expects of me. I want to join the Raven Watch, I really do. But I can't leave my loathed brothers and sisters in this deplorable state of existence. I need to do something.
What are you talking about?
Boss Trenlar turned this once great clan into a gang of common criminals. He makes us plunder the countryside, kidnap mortals to feed upon. And if anyone objects, he casts us into the deep tombs and denies us blood. He turns us into feral monsters.
So what do you want to do about it?
Freylith has a plan. A way to replace Boss Trenlar and choose a new leader. Someone who wants to improve the Lothid instead of aggrandizing their own position. Once that happens, I can leave. Talk to Freylith. She explains things better than I do.
How do you know Adusa?
I encountered Adusa shortly after I changed. She was a true friend. Helped me through the transition. I almost joined the Raven Watch at the time, but Freylith... she thought I should experience more of the world before choosing a direction.
How did you get involved with the Lothid clan?
Freylith brought me here. She was part of the clan a long time ago and had fond memories of her time with them. Unfortunately, since she left, Boss Trenlar became the clan leader. He welcomed us at first, but then he showed his true colors.
True colors?
Boss Trenlar turned a powerful and respected clan into common criminals. He's abusive, egotistical, and cruel. He's also quite insane. Life in the clan has become intolerable, but I had to return. I had to help the clan. I hope Adusa understands.
My guess is probably not, but...
I apologize for my horrid appearance. I assure you, if I wasn't half starved because of that bastard Trenlar, I'd make a much better impression. Will you and Adusa help us save the Lothid clan?
Tell me what you have planned.
Among Boss Trenlar's many vices, he loves to be entertained. So every night they throw him a party. A celebration of blood using a captured mortal, a wild beast, or one of the clan he abandoned down here. After we turn feral, of course.
I get it. He's evil.
Not just evil. Deranged and cruel. He treats our clan as though we were his personal playthings, toys to be used and abused for no other reason than he enjoys it. But he's also powerful. No one has ever challenged him and survived.
So how do you plan to save the clan from this powerful, deranged vampire?
If you go down into the blinds and get me a dark cap mushroom, I can use it to weaken Trenlar. Then I can challenge him. After you find it, there's a lift down there. It connects to an abandoned corner in the servants' quarters. We'll meet you there.
Tell me more about the dark cap mushrooms and the blinds.
I am not an alchemist, but I know a thing or two about these darling little mushrooms. When soaked in blood, they release a substance that impinges upon vampiric virility. It's the perfect method for dealing with Boss Trenlar.
And I can find a dark cap mushroom in the blinds.
Absolutely. The caves beneath this level are littered with the things. There's a lift nearby that descends to the blinds. But be careful. Boss Trenlar chased the creatures that used to occupy these cells down there. They can be hostile when aroused.
And why did Boss Trenlar throw you down here?
For the same reason he sends any of the clan here. I displeased him. When Cathod left, I tried to talk to Trenlar, get him to change. That enraged him, and I hardly believed my eyes when Cathod came to rescue me from this horrid hole.
How do you know Adusa?
That's too long a tale to tell in my current state. Ask me again after I fed. Suffice it to say, Adusa and I ran together a long time ago, before she traded her claws for the life of a noble. As you can tell, we can barely stand each other now.
Okay, so personal headcanon now. Adusa and Freylith used to be lovers. That is my personal headcanon.
Didn't I tell you? Freylith has a plan for saving the Lothid.
I don't know if that's accurate, but that is my personal headcanon. Hi. Oh my god, yes, very much so.
This one has never heard of dark cap mushrooms before. I will need to see what they do, and bring that information back to the Raven Watch. In the meantime, be on your guard. There's something about Freylith's plan that doesn't ring true.
I mean, you'd know better than I would, I guess. I am suspicious, but less suspicious than Adusa. Because I don't know enough to judge. And also, I feel like Adusa's hiding, keeping something from me, and I don't know what that would be yet. Also, I freaking love this. Look at this. I'm not gonna jump off of here because there's no way I'd be able to get back up, but this is so pretty. Okay. I'm sorry. I freaking love. I love Blackreach. It is one of my favorite areas in any game. It's so pretty. The bioluminescence. It's amazing. Okay, focus. Let's find this mushroom. Oh, that's a Falmer. Apparently, Dwemer were keeping Falmer down here. Or at least in those cages. Which, that's interesting. Why? We will never know. Oh god, no! God, hi, Charis, hi. No, stop that. I love that Aduse is not helping, by the way. She exists and she has a weapon on her, but she's not helping at all. Hi. Mushrooms.
This place is full of mushrooms. Look sharp, Five Claw.
Yeah, it really is full of mushrooms. Okay. Looks like the ones I need are... Ah! There! I see them. Be very careful. And oh, jeez, that's a Falmer that I didn't even see. Did not even see him. These are the mushrooms I need. So I'm going to take some.
That's it, Five Claw. Now, let's find that lift Freylith mentioned.
Looks like I can... Oh, jeez. I am going to come this way. 'Cause this is one of two ways I can go. Well, that was easy. Oh god. Oh god, Chorus. Hi. Hi. No, stop that. Bad Falmer. Jeez. These things are freaking everywhere.
That must be the lift, Five Claw.
Oh Oh my goodness. Oh my good. Do you guys see that down there? Chat, do you see that thing down there? What the heck? That is a giant beetle. That is a giant dwarven beetle. I want to fight it. I'm going to fight it. This may be the best plan ever conceived, or the worst. I don't know which yet. The best plan. It was the best plan. I found a lead. I found a cave painting lead. I'm very excited. I did not realize a lead would be the end result of that. That was the best decision. That was a big beetle. Yeah, that was huge. Okay, let's go up.
One moment, Five Claw. This one has something to say.
What's up?
Before we hand over the mushroom, this one feels she must tell you something. It concerns my history with Freylith.
What about your history with Freylith?
When this one first became a vampire, she was alone, confused, frightened. Medusa did some terrible things before she understood exactly what was happening. Then, I met Freylith.
Then what happened?
Freylith took Medusa under her wing, trained her, guided her. She was exactly what I needed. But she also wasn't. Freylith is wild, chaotic. She loves both the power and the freedom that vampirism provides. I don't want her to lead Cathad astray.
What do you mean, astray?
Freylith may not be the monster that Traylor is, but she is no fragile flower. She led me to places, actions, that seemed like a good idea at the time. I see much promise in Cathad. He can be an asset to the Ravenwatch, if he isn't corrupted. Talk to Cathad, Five Claw. Tell him what you found.
She didn't have to die, Freylith.
We couldn't have her raise the alarm, Cathad. This only works if Trenlor suspects nothing. Is that the dark cap mushroom? No, you...
Okay, let's talk to him
There
first.
is no reason for another member of the clan to die. But Freylith refuses to see it that way. Still, we need to press on. Were you successful? Did you find a dark cap mushroom?
You know what? We're gonna talk to her first.
Is that the dark cap mushroom? No, you hold on to it. Really, I insist. Talk to Cathad. He'll tell you what we need you to do.
Why did you kill that vampire?
Don't you give me attitude, my darling. I get enough of that from Cathad and Medusa. If you must know, we couldn't allow her to raise the alarm. My plan hinges on Trenlor not suspecting a thing.
You said you'd tell me about you and Medusa after you fed.
I did, didn't I? Very well. I found Medusa right after her change. She was young and wild. We hunted, we killed, we drank our fill and then drank some more. But she had a streak of virtue I could never wipe out. I fear Cathad shares a similar trait.
Okay, what will the mushroom do to Boss Trenlor?
Exactly what I told you. Once the dark cap mushroom touches the blood, it releases a substance that will weaken Trenlor, make him easier to deal with. Then I can challenge him on a more equal footing. It will work perfectly. You'll see.
I'm suspicious, but okay.
There is no reason for another member of the clan to die. But Freylith refuses to see it that way. Still, we need to press on. Were you successful? Did you find a dark cap mushroom?
Yeah, I acquired the mushroom.
Good. Then we're that much closer to completing Freylith's plan and replacing Boss Trenlor. Obviously, none of us can walk in and join the Lothid celebration. Everyone knows we were cast into the deep tombs. You'll have to perform the next step.
the next step?
You need to get past the clan members to reach Trenlor's throne. Then just drop the mushroom into his chalice of blood. We'll take care of the rest. You'll need a disguise, though. Lothid celebrations are chaotic, but they easily spot an outsider.
What kind of disguise?
Already taken care of. Here, put on these servant's clothes. The clan will ignore you if you look like one of the mortal servants. The chalice sits on the table near the throne. Place the mushroom in the chalice, then step back and wait for us.
Okay. I thought it'd be an actual disguise item. It is not.
You look perfect. Now sneak in the boss Trenlor's court and place the mushroom.
Is there actually a hat that goes with this? There is not. Okay. So this is just very awkward because this is my regular hat and weapon on top of an outfit. Let me get to where I'm going.
I heard that someone released King Lelorian from the Lightless Oubliette.
Servants just having a fun time back here. Okay, they can still see me. It's fine. That's good to know. There are still like sentries and things around here. To the court. Ooh.
Slave, bring me my chalice. I thirst.
Yes, sir. Going to take his blood chalice over to the vampire lord. Here you go. Enjoy.
Bah! Stupid slave! You gave me spoiled blood!
It's not spoiled, you bastard. That's Dark Cap.
Freylin, you poisoned.
Murder, Freylith? Where is your honor?
Boss Trenlor got exactly what he deserved. And now, I want to talk to our friend here.
Let's go, Cathad. Freylith has chosen her path. It's time you took another.
And he's just standing here. Great.
Did you see the expression on that bastard's face? We made him pay for all the pain and suffering he caused. As for you, I thank you. I could use someone like you when I take Trenlor's place as leader of the clan.
I thought the Dark Hat mushroom was only supposed to weaken him.
And it did its job splendidly. He certainly looks infinitely weaker to me. I'm sorry I deceived you, but look around. Do you see one face that mourns Trenlor? No. They will cheer your name for saving the Lothid clan. Your name. And mine.
Why did you trick me into murdering him?
Trenlor was a monster. This was the only safe way to put an end to his reign of terror. Now someone truly worthy can take command of the Lothid clan. Someone exactly like me.
What about Cathad? Are you gonna try to stop him from joining the Raven Watch?
Oh, darling, no. Cathad has too much damn virtue in his blood for my taste. Gets it from Medusa, no doubt. Lothid is my clan. It always has been. I will lead it with vision and purpose. Make it truly great again. Now, if you will excuse me. We are free, my brothers and sisters. Let us drink to the Lothid clan and its new leader, me! Oh, don't worry. I didn't poison all of the chalices.
I wanted to save the clan, but not like this.
Leaving me, Cathad? Fine. Go join your precious cat and pretend not to be the monster you are.
I don't like her. But at least Cathod's coming with me, and you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset. Okay, yes I am. I'm a little upset. But still. Yeah. Where's Adusa? Adusa! Adusa made it all the way out here. Oh, this is concerning. The icon isn't even spinning. The last time something like this happened, I got kicked out of the game. So that's concerning that this isn't even doing the loading thing. Like, my mouse is still moving. I can at least do that. But I have concerns because that isn't even spinning. Oh, there it goes. Now it spins very slowly. On the one hand, you know, I'm happy that we got to see Adusa again. On the other hand, that entire quest line just made me kind of uncomfortable. I just...
Freylith lied to us, but the clan is better off in her hands than Boss Trenlor's. I'm ready to join the Raven Watch now.
That's her way, Cathod. Five Claw, a word.
Freylith lied to me, to all of us. Still, we accomplished what I set out to do. We freed the Lothid clan from that monster, Boss Trenlor. Whatever happens next is up to them. It's time for me to walk a different path.
Good boy.
This one hates being used. Boss Trenlor needed to be dealt with, but there was no honor in how that played out. I should have expected Freylith's deception. Still, it twists Adusa's tail. At least Cathod seems ready to move on now.
Do you still plan to induct him into the Raven Watch?
Absolutely. Cathod risked everything to save his clan. He performed admirably, despite Freylith's dark influence. He will make a fine addition to our family. And Adusa appreciates your help, Five Claw. The Raven Watch will not forget your service.
I would hope not. I made friends with you guys ages back, so...
This one...
Wow, that didn't even... Oh, because I didn't click complete.
There are more problems in the Reach than Freylith and the Lothid clan. The Raven Watch's work never ends, it seems.
So what's next for Dusadaro?
This one needs to get Cathod settled, explain the rules of the Raven Watch, and start his training. But Adusa also wants to check in with the rest of House Ravenwatch, see what else must be done to safeguard the Reach.
Is that what brought you to the Reach in the first place?
Count Varandis, Gwendis, Fëanorian. We came here to look into the threat posed by the Grey Host. As you can imagine, a renegade army of vampires and werewolves has us quite concerned. Cathod may have to learn on the job, as it were.
So, what are you gonna do about Freylith and the Lothid clan?
For now, nothing. The Raven Watch has other, more imminent threats to deal with. I hope Freylith decides to take the Lothid clan in a different direction. However, if she continues the practices put in place by Boss Trenlor...
Would you really intervene against your old friend?
If the Lothid clan continues to be a threat and Freylith is a part of that, then yes, the Raven Watch will deal with them. For now, though, Adusa will give her the benefit of the doubt, and a chance to show us she really is a good leader for the clan.
They're too good for this world. Okay, that is... What is that? That is a quest marker. I don't remember what that's for. But it's on the way. where we need to go. So let's come over this way. That's a dead vampire. Hello? Is he further up this thing? He might be. I don't know. This music is beautiful. I am vibing so hard with the Reach, you guys. Like, I'm vibing with this. I'm here for this. Okay, so supposedly this NPC should be right over here. And he is not. So I don't know what the deal with that is. So that is absolutely a missing NPC.
Easy, friend. I'm not your enemy.
Oh, hi.
I'm not one of those monsters. And I didn't kill this one. It was the blonde giant and her companion.
Blonde giant? Do you mean Lyris Titanborn?
Lyris? Yes, I think that's what her companion called her. They saved us. We were prisoners of Grey Host vampires. Bound for the blood pens, I'm sure. Then that armored giant, Lyris, you say? She strolled into camp and demanded they free us.
Well, then what happened?
To be perfectly honest, I had my eyes closed through most of it. There was a lot of shouting and cursing. Threats were made. I heard the blonde giant laugh. Then I heard a great swoosh. Lots of them. Must have been her axe. And her companion's sword.
So Lyris and her companion killed all the vampires?
Every last one of them. They found something on the leader, though. A letter, I think. It got her companion all excited. They mentioned Valthum and departed without another word. So I stuck around to see if I could find anything else of value.
Alright, I'll see if I can find Lyris of Valthum then. Which is all the way over there. Not the immediate concern, so we have a stockpile to look into. Oh, this is abandoned. Sisters, these vampiric servants move like overstuffed hens. Slow. Too slow. Our Ashen Lord demands more Harrowstorms, but what are we to do with bumbling oafs who can barely carry a box of turnips, let alone powerful reagents such as Grey Reliquaries and Witch Pikes? Come to the Gathering Circle just northwest of the Valthum Barrow. Our friend in Markarth often meets with Grey Host leaders there. Perhaps she can convince the Exarchs to provide more suitable workers. Spirits guide you, Sister Glenold. Well, will you look at that? Eventually, I'm gonna have to go over to Valthum. Oh, we're going over in this direction anyway. Cool. So I can drop down and talk to Lyris when I get there. That's a vampire. Nope, leave me alone. Oh, what is this? I don't know if somebody already killed these guys, or if this is just... or if they're supposed to all be dead, but... what is this? Lyris is down... something's down there. Since we're here, I'm gonna jump... can I easily get back up here? I don't think I can easily get back up here. So, hold on, let me do a quick wrap around. Oh, I can easily get back up here. Okay. I think. Hold on, let me investigate. Further. No, I cannot easily get back up here. So, we're gonna go down into the barrow and see what's going on with that. And then we will go see if we can find Lyris in the next location. Of course, if she's not there, I will not be surprised, to be honest. Lyris is often evasive, and she's got Sai Sahan with her. Oh, what is all this? Hold on. Trunk. Let's search that. Got a letter. Letter from Lady Belaine. Okay, hi. Pentok Haltring. The witches' rebels continue to frustrate our efforts south and east of the city. Need I remind you that my intrigues in Markarth cannot bear fruit so long as these pugnacious curs run free? Repeated failures rarely go unnoticed, Pentarch. Your messenger delivered the Ashen Lord's summons without incident. A rare but welcome success. I will make my way to Valthum Barrow presently. Perhaps I won't tell our august leader about your recent failures. Yet. Bound by blood, Lady Belaine. Well,
Come, Harrier. Give me your measure.
Hi.
Oh, you wanted to talk to Orana. Well, now Orana wants to talk to you.
Great. Hi.
Tefern told me about you, Harrier. You wanted to talk? Well, here I am. What will it be? A battle? I haven't turned anyone into a goat recently, but I'm willing to try if you so much as raise your weapon.
Oh my god. Look at her face. Look at her face. What is with this DLC and giving us some very, very nice looking female characters? Why? You're the leader of the witch rebels?
Why does everyone insist on calling us that? Tefern, remind me to come up with a better name when time permits. As for later, well, I guide this gathering of rich folk if that's what you're asking. But what about you? Why are you here?
Lady Belaine sent me to find you, but according to this letter, she's working with the Grey Host.
Of course she is. She's a vampire, after all. We tried to slay her twice without much luck. Quick as a spooked hare, that one, and twice as cautious. We'll have her fangs soon enough, though. You can read? What else does that sheet of paper say?
Apparently she's meeting with the leader of the Grey Host in Valthum Barrow.
The leader? Now that's a worthy bit of news. Bones and birds guide us well, but there's no replacing a cunning hunter. Go to the Barrow, Harrier. Listen in on their meeting. Find out what Belaine and her master are up to, and I'll hear you out.
Alright, I'll find out what Lady Belaine and the Grey Host are up to.
The spirits will see you safely to Valthum, Harrier. After that, I suggest stealth and a strong blade.
So, your rebellion, do you plan to overthrow Markarth?
Overthrow Markarth? What in the mirror's name would I do with all that dead stone? No, my purpose is clear. I need to help our people by shaking Caddoc out of his dream. If that doesn't work, I'll split his skull and let it spill out on its own.
What dream is that?
Caddoc's dream of being king. Oh, he has a true heart. In better times, he's a fine leader. But we face a lean season. We're hungry. But instead of filling the larder, he dreams of a golden crown. His foolish pride has brought this upon our people.
But he rules Markarth. Shouldn't he be crowned the Reach's king?
Not yet. Not until all the beasts of the woods howl his name. And every day he heeds Belaine is another day he proves me right. The Grey Host has dark plans for Markarth. Caddoc's stubbornness will get everyone in that city killed.
Are you a witch?
I am. And a fine one at that. What? Never met a witch before, Harrier?
Not one quite like you?
I'm sure. We're not all like the blood-sucking Belaine, or my misguided sisters from Icereach, though. Some of us aren't over-enthusiastic malcontents with a penchant for violence and destruction. Not all the time, anyway.
Does your power come from Daedra?
Daedra? Oh, the spirits. The old ones. Yes, I've heard them called that. The world is full of whispers, for those with the patience to hear. Most them bloods are just too busy begging pardons from dead gods to pay attention. Pity.
But you do worship the Daedric princes.
Daedra, spirits, crows. It's all the same. Where you see evil gods, we see teachers. Cruel ones, for certain. But that's the world, right? A stone will kill you if it strikes your head. But lifting the same stone makes us strong.
I can kind of see where she's coming from. Tell me about you and your rebels?
What's to tell? I'm a proud woman of the Reach. A daughter of wind, sweat, and the rich soil. As for my brothers and sisters, they're good Reach folk, every last one of them. They mind the spirits and love the land. The real question is, who are you?
I'm Thynel.
A fine name, I suppose, for an outsider. But what's in your heart? Most thin bloods come to the Reach wheezing under the weight of their purses and writ laws. You, though, I smell the blood of the Reach in you. Not much, but maybe it's enough.
The blood of the Reach?
Aye. Free blood. That's what the Reach is. Freedom. In the Reach, we do as we please. Only way to stop us is to kill us. And we don't die easy. Same goes for you, I'd say.
I like her. I like her a lot. I like her quite a bit. Okay, so the place we need to go is down this way. Nope, leave me alone. Do not come for me. Oh, there are werewolves. I saw a werewolf. Heh. Fun. Oh god, that's a death hound. Nope. Nope, leave me alone. Don't want to deal with you. Okay, but I'm curious now. Like, can I get down from here? Because if Lyris is over there, I want to know. Oh, ha! Possibly. Possibly. Yes! Excellent.
Take that, you bastard!
Hi.
Damned vampires. At least that fine Redguard and his blonde giant know how to deal with them.
Blonde giant. So you saw Lyris Titanborn?
Aye. That's what the handsome Redguard called her. They came out of nowhere and saved my clan from those grey host bastards. As grateful as I am, I do not think saving us was their primary purpose. They took down the vampire leader and searched her.
Do you know what they were looking for?
Not exactly, but they found a letter she was carrying. I'm not one of those imperialized Reach folk, so I wouldn't have been able to read it if I tried. Must have been important, though, because the blonde giant started asking me questions.
What kind of questions?
She wanted to know about Reach history. Now, I'm not one to offer a drowning nor to branch, but they did just save my clan. So I suggested she find a Vatishran at Rodan Ring. If you're looking for the Redguard and his giant, check there.
I'll go look for her there. Which is all the way over there. Jeez, okay. Which I probably would have found out when I came out of Valthum anyway. But I wanted to know if I was going to have to chase Lyris and Sai elsewhere. Which it looks like we're going to have to. It's fine. Let's deal with this, though. Deal with Lady Belaine. This chaos. Let's open these doors. And go into Valthum. Oh god, look at this. This is such a big complex. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to kill these guys anyway. I was wondering if maybe I wouldn't have to, but apparently I do. No, stop that! Okay, so it looks like we're going to... Doesn't look like we can go this way, so... This way, presumably. Oh god, hi! No, stop that! Oh! God, No! No! You do not get to do that to me, sir. I don't even know what that was, but that attack was very impressive looking. I'm kind of here for it, as I don't play a vampire, but I'm kind of here for that. Oh god, no. No. Leave me alone. Okay, this way. This way it looks like. What did I trip over? Another player. That's fine. It happens. Nope, not this way. This way. I think that other player bypassed a lot of NPCs. Which I don't blame them, really. I too would not want to fight a whole bunch of them.
Do not be concerned, Rada al-Saran. Your plan proceeds. Kadek hangs on my every word.
Why is she suddenly not wearing pants?
Will fill Markarth like a larder.
Excellent. With Markarth prepared, we need only claim the Arcthan keystone.
I'll make inquiries. Just remember our arrangement. Like you, I hate to be disappointed.
You there, in the shadows. You can't hide from the Ashen Lord. Follow me, if you dare.
Okay. Sure. I can do that. I guess. Because no pants is the 2020 mood. Okay, I guess you're not wrong. Really? Whoa, hi.
Actually followed. There's fire in your veins, I'll give you that. Very well. You may speak to me. You, the thorn that caused me no small amount of irritation and solitude. You thought yourself so clever, so stealthy, spying on me from the shadows. But the darkness answers to me. Why have you come to this forsaken barrow?
Why have you brought the Grey Host to the Reach?
You stand before Rada al-Saran and seek to understand his purpose. Better a torchbug try to comprehend the secrets of alchemy, or a mudcrab the intricacies of necromancy. These events began millennia before your birth. They concern you not at all.
We're going to stop you.
Who is this we you speak of? Certainly not the Reach folk. No, there is someone else. I see them, lurking in your thoughts. An ally, almost as ancient as I am. They're desperate to forestall the coming night. Tell me, who is this person?
I don't have to tell you anything.
And I don't have to resist the urge to rip out your throat and gorge on your blood. But we are civilized beings, exchanging pleasantries in this humble setting. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. A tip for a tap, as it were.
What kind of arrangement are you talking about?
I propose a simple arrangement. A truth for a truth. Ask a question. I will answer honestly, then I will ask a question in turn. A fair compromise, don't you agree?
Alright. I'll play your game.
Excellent. Then by all means, ask your first question.
Why do you want to conquer the Reach?
I have no interest in conquering the Reach. I came here to make use of something very old, very powerful. The Reach has the misfortune to be located directly above it. Many of these mortals will die, not because I want them to, but because they must.
Killing people just to use something is insane!
Not when your purpose is worthy. I do what I do for love.
Love?
My turn. Your ally, are they a high elf?
I could lie to him, but at the same time... Yes.
Your honesty does you credit. Thank you. Do you have another question?
Where'd you come from?
That is a complicated question. A being as old as I can claim many origins. This flesh was born on the distant isles of Yokuda. This spirit was forged on the bloody shores of Hammerfell. This purpose, it grew from love and necessity.
You're Yokudan.
That word holds little meaning for me now. But yes, in my youth I dedicated my life to perfection. In art, perfection. In love, perfection. In war, especially in war, perfection. To attain glory in Yokuda, nothing less would do.
Perfection is impossible to attain.
Is it? Beyond the Sea of Pearls, peerless sword masters were as common as grains of sand. Even the grandest victories felt commonplace. In a land of heroes, how can anyone claim to be exceptional?
Someone who's perfect can, I guess.
Precisely. After the conquest of Hammerfell, I wandered in search of new challenges. I found only one. Lecky, daughter to Rutger and master of the sword. We fought for 3 grueling days, without pause for rest or nourishment.
Great victory.
But I didn't win. I didn't lose either. I could not accept a draw, however. The cold reality of my imperfection. That resentment drove me to Molag Bal. It took the patient wisdom of a friend to break perfection's hold on me. Now, your turn.
Ask your question.
Your ally, are they a vampire?
Well, I mean, could lie to him. But at the same time, I do have 2 high elven vampire allies, so that's not really a secret. Yeah, sure.
Interesting. A picture begins to emerge. Do you have anything else to ask?
What's Lady Belaine's role in this?
Lady Belaine is an ally of convenience. Her interests and my design are selfish and predictably narrow. Do you seek to supplant her in Kadok's court? I recommend against that, for it will not go well for you.
I don't take kindly to threats.
A threat implies only the possibility of punishment. I do not threaten. Belaine has Kadok's ear. If he takes your side, she kills him and chaos descends on Markarth. If he stands by Belaine, you will be executed. Neither outcome benefits you.
If I fall, others stop you.
Others? Who? Reach folk? The witch Arana? Your mysterious ally? I am unconcerned. Now, for my question. This ally that hides behind your eyes, does he seek to protect the world by going against his own kind?
Yes.
Of course he does. Thank you for your honesty. Now, do you have anything else to ask?
I have nothing more to say to you.
As you wish. Know that this level of cordiality will not be repeated. And this is not a threat. If you continue to meddle in my affairs, I will take far more than your life. On that, you have my word.
I respect him on some level. I'm not sure I like him. Okay, let's get out of here. And at this point, this is oh, we have to drop through the floor. Okay, sure. At this point, this is where we're going to wind up wrapping things up for the evening, because it is that time. Part of me wants to keep going, to be quite honest with you, but it's that time. It is that time. You know, it's funny. There was one thing I kind of thought that we were missing from the beginning of this entire storyline. When we got towards... Wow, I'm dropping frames a bit. Sorry. when we got to about the, oh god, I hesitate to use the end of, but even as we were going through, oh god, what are words? When we were going through Greymore, there was a part of me that was a little like, I feel like we should have gotten to be able to talk to Rada Alsaran at some point. And so there was a part of me that was a little slightly disappointed we didn't get to. I'm glad that they held off until this moment for that. I feel like because we're in the last chunk of the Greymore story, the Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline, that it works so much better here than it would if like we'd gotten it earlier. I don't know, you guys might not agree with me, but this is just how I feel about it. Oh man, oh god, I don't really know how to feel about that. Just because it's a lot. It's a lot. Things have happened. Yeah. Oh goodness. First of all, at this point, I'm pretty sure Rad Al-Saran knows. I'm pretty sure based off of this, he is going to know that Verandis is back. If we wind up running into him again, he is gonna know, and he is gonna prep for that, just based off of that conversation. We're also chasing Lyris and Sai Sahan around the Reach, which I'm pretty sure is my new favorite area of this game. This is going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to next week. This is so good. I'm really looking forward to this next week. But yeah, this is where we're going to wrap things up for the evening, friends. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had a fun time. I'm still going to be flailing about this for the rest of the evening. Most likely, it's just, oh, there's so much. There's so much, and I just do not know how to process any of it. It's fine. It happens. But I'm still just like, oh, jeez. Oh. But this is a problem for next week's me. If you guys are new around here, though, and you want to make sure you catch the next bit of it, there is a heart-shaped button down in that corner that you guys can click on. And if you turn notifications on, you'll find out when we're going to be live next. Next stream is going to be Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. I am still not sure what we're playing on Sunday. It's no longer spooky season. I don't know if we're actually going to be playing more Sunless Sea or if I'm going to switch it up to something else. I haven't really decided yet. Whatever I wind up doing, though, it's going to be a fun time, I think. So I do hope you guys will come and hang around with us for that. Let me see. Who can I send us all to? Oh, well, that's convenient. 1 second. Let me just double check something very quickly. Yes, so my friend Moji is back and streaming again. They're playing a game called Higurashi When They Cry, which I don't know much about the game, to be honest. But Mochi is a friend. Mochi is just starting streaming up again. They're a good bean. So I do hope that you guys will join me in saying hello to them. But yes, I'm going to set up that host. I'm going to wind down for the evening and flail a bit. because I need to process all of this. You guys have a good rest of your evening. Have a good weekend. And I will see you all again on Sunday. Bye, guys.